अक्षराणाम् अकारो अस्मि द्वन्द्वः सामसिकस्य च अहमेव अक्षयः कालो धाता अहम विश्वतो मुखः. Hello friends, this is the 33rd shlok of the 10th chapter of Bhagavad Gita, and today we will understand this shlok in detail. So let's first go at its meaning. So the shlok says, Aksharanam akaro asmi, which means I am A among the letters. Dvandvah Samasikasya cha, which means and the dvandva type of compounding in all compoundings. Ahameva akshayah kalo, which means I am the eternal time indeed. Dhata aham vishwato mukha, which means I am the creator who sees the world from all sides. So, in this shlok, Shri Krishna is describing his opulences by saying that he is the letter A among all the letters. He is the Dvandva type of compounding amongst all the compoundings. He indeed is eternal time, and he is the creator of everything, and he sees this world from all the different sides, or you can say from all the different points of views. So let's understand all these opulences one by one. So first he says that he is the letter A among all the letters. Now in Sanskrit, the way of writing a letter is very refined. It's not like how it is written in other languages. Over here, a lot of care is taken in terms of what you write and what you speak. The pronunciation is very important, and so the letters also have that thing. It has a lot of things to do with how we create sound with our mouth. And if you look at all the letters, then you see that the sound is there in all of them. So if you were to see k, kh, g, all these ones, they all end with the sound of because if you were to say k and you keep on saying it, it will basically be k. So the sound is always there in it. So that is inherent in all the letters. Therefore, Shri Krishna is saying that I am A among all the letters, because that sound is present in everything, and Shri Krishna is present in all the beings. So that's why among the letters, his opulence is by the letter A. And also A is the one which comes first, because that is the sound which is present in all the letters. So that's how Shri Krishna is saying that he is letter A among all the letters. Then he says that he is Dvandva type of compounding in all the compoundings. Now in Sanskrit we know that compounding plays a lot of role, because it's a language which has transmitted knowledge vocally, and so all these statements that are being made in Sanskrit, they are made in a very short manner, so that it can be placed in a compounding, and because of this compounding, the knowledge has been transmitted through and through, because it becomes easier to remember everything. And amongst the compounding, the simplest and the one which is the most easy to break is the Dvandva compounding, where when you compound two letters, the two letters are joined by themselves. So for example, Ramakrishna, for example, or Sukh Dukh, these words, when you perform a compounding, by just looking at the word, you know that how the compounding is happening. So it's the most beautiful type of compounding, because in this case the compounding is the easiest to identify and the easiest to break. And because it's the one which is the easiest and which is the simplest, therefore amongst the compounding, Shri Krishna is Dvandva compounding. After that he says that I am eternal time. So we know that all the activities are progressing in time, everything happens in time. You cannot really imagine a situation where the time is not really there. Therefore Shri Krishna is the time, and this also gives you an idea about the complicated aspect of Shri Krishna, that Shri Krishna is not just a person that is shown in the TV serials, for example, wherein he's shown as a person who is giving instructions to to Arjun like that. It's not like that. That's just a representation. It's not the truth. Shri Krishna is far more sophisticated than that. He's saying that he's time over here. So he's far more abstract. It's just that because that abstract idea cannot really be represented like that, and we need some sort of a symbol for that abstract idea. Therefore, we represent him in that form, wherein he's wearing a mukut which has the feather of peacock over here. He wears yellow, and all these things basically are representations to indicate his qualities. But that's not what he is. It's just a symbol. Here he is saying he is even time. So that's what you have to understand. And then he says that I am the creator of everything. So this creation is very grand. I mean, we humans, we think that, oh, we are the creators. We created this chair, for example, or this house, for example, and things like that. But all of those things are being created by things which we have collected from this nature in itself. And these natural elements are far more complicated. If you were to really create something which is a natural element, it is very difficult to create. So that's why his creation, which is this entire universe, is far more sophisticated than what we create. Moreover, he is saying that he is the one who can see the world from all the different sides, which means that he is not biased, he is not limited in terms of seeing just one point of view. He can see this world from many different points of views. He can see this entire creation in its entirety. Therefore, Sri Krishna is saying that he is the creator who can see this world from all of its sides. So, those were the opulences of Sri Krishna which were mentioned in this shlok. I hope that I have explained this shlok well to you. With that, I'll close this video. I'll see you in the next video. Take care.